Once upon a time, in a small village nestled in the heart of the forest, there lived a young girl named Lily. She was known for her optimistic outlook on life and her strong work ethic. Despite coming from humble beginnings, she was determined to make something of herself and pursued her dreams with vigor. One day, Lily received a letter from the Royal Academy of Arts, inviting her to apply for a scholarship to study at their prestigious institution. Overjoyed at the opportunity, she immediately set to work preparing her application, pouring all of her energy and creativity into it. Months went by, and finally, the day of the application deadline arrived. Lily arrived at the academy with her portfolio in hand, feeling confident and excited about her chances. However, as she looked around at the other applicants, she couldn't help but feel intimidated by their impressive credentials and flawless portfolios. Determined not to let her nerves get the best of her, Lily took a deep breath and began presenting her work to the judges. To her surprise, they were blown away by her talent and originality, and she was offered a full scholarship to study at the academy. Over the next few years, Lily worked tirelessly to hone her craft, attending classes, participating in workshops, and collaborating with other artists. She faced many challenges along the way, but she always remained focused and determined, knowing that a good beginning would lead to a good ending. And in the end, her hard work paid off. After graduation, Lily's work was featured in galleries around the world, and she became known as one of the most innovative and talented artists of her generation. Looking back on her journey, she realized that it was her positive attitude and dedication that had brought her success, and she was grateful for the good beginning that had set her on the path to greatness. In another part of the world, a young man named Jack was just starting his first job at a prestigious law firm. Fresh out of law school, he was eager to make a name for himself and prove his worth to his colleagues. As he settled into his new role, Jack quickly realized that the world of corporate law was much more cutthroat than he had anticipated. His colleagues were all ambitious and competitive, and they didn't hesitate to throw each other under the bus to get ahead. Despite the challenging environment, Jack remained committed to his principles and refused to compromise his ethics for the sake of his career. He worked hard, put in long hours, and always did his best to represent his clients with integrity and professionalism. Over time, Jack's hard work and dedication paid off, and he began to earn the respect of his colleagues and superiors. He was given more challenging cases to work on, and his reputation as a skilled and honest lawyer began to spread throughout the firm. Eventually, Jack was offered a partnership at the firm, a dream come true for any young lawyer. But he knew that with great power came great responsibility, and he remained committed to his values, always putting his clients' interests first. Years went by, and Jack became one of the most successful lawyers in the firm, respected by his colleagues and admired by his clients. Looking back on his journey, he realized that it was his commitment to excellence and his unwavering principles that had led him to success, and he was grateful for the good beginning that had set him on the path to greatness. In a far-off kingdom, there was a young prince named Alexander. He was known for his kind heart and generous spirit, and everyone in the kingdom adored him. When Alexander was old enough, he was given the responsibility of governing the kingdom. Alexander knew that being a good leader meant being fair and just to all his subjects, and he worked tirelessly to ensure that everyone in the kingdom was treated equally. He listened to the concerns of his people and did his best to address their needs, always keeping in mind that a good beginning would lead to a good ending. One day, a neighboring kingdom declared war on Alexander's kingdom, and Alexander knew that he had to act quickly to protect his people. He called on his army and began strategizing how to defend his kingdom. Despite facing a powerful enemy, Alexander refused to give up, determined to defend his kingdom and his people at all costs. His bravery inspired his army, and together they fought with all their might. In the end, Alexander's kingdom emerged victorious, and he was hailed as a hero throughout the land. His people praised him for his bravery and leadership, and he continued to govern with kindness and fairness, always keeping in mind that a good beginning makes a good ending. In a small town in the countryside, there was a young girl named Emily. Emily was shy and introverted, and she often struggled to make friends at school. But she was determined to overcome her shyness and make a positive impact on the world. Emily decided to join the school's gardening club, where she discovered a love for nurturing plants and watching them grow. She poured all of her energy and passion into the club, working hard to create a beautiful garden that everyone in the school could enjoy. Over time, Emily's dedication and hard work paid off, and she began to make friends with the other members of the club. She also discovered that her love for gardening had given her a sense of purpose and fulfillment that she had never felt before. As Emily continued to tend to the garden, she began to notice that it was having a positive impact on the school community. Students would stop by to admire the flowers and sit in the shade of the trees, and even the teachers began to incorporate the garden into their lessons. Emily's good beginning had led to a good ending, and she was grateful for the sense of purpose and belonging that she had found through her love of gardening. She continued to nurture the garden and inspire others to appreciate the beauty of nature, knowing that a good beginning would always lead to a good ending. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled in the heart of a dense forest, there lived a young girl named Alice. Alice was known for her kind heart and her willingness to help anyone in need. She spent most of her days exploring the forest, looking for animals in need of help or lost travelers who had wandered off the path. One day, while wandering through the forest, Alice stumbled upon a clearing where she saw a group of animals gathered around a small rabbit who had been trapped in a hunter's snare. Alice knew that she had to help the rabbit, and she quickly went to work freeing it from the snare. As soon as the rabbit was free, it hopped away into the forest. The other animals in the clearing were amazed by Alice's bravery and kindness, and they began to follow her as she made her way through the forest. Over time, Alice became known throughout the forest as a friend to all animals, and she dedicated herself to protecting and caring for the creatures that called the forest their home. She built shelters for the animals, brought them food and water, and even nursed injured animals back to health. As she worked tirelessly to care for the animals, Alice's reputation grew, and she became a beloved figure in the village. Her good beginning had led to a good ending, as she found true happiness and fulfillment in caring for others. In a bustling city, there lived a young man named David who dreamed of starting his own business. David had always been entrepreneurial and was constantly brainstorming new business ideas. However, he knew that starting a successful business required a lot of hard work and dedication. David spent months researching and planning his business idea, carefully considering every detail from the products he would sell to the location of his storefront. He knew that a good beginning would lead to a good ending, so he was meticulous in his planning. Finally, after months of hard work, David opened his business. At first, things were slow, and David struggled to attract customers. But he refused to give up, and he continued to work hard, even during the slow times. Slowly but surely, David's business began to grow. Customers began to trickle in, and David's products quickly gained a following. Soon, his business became one of the most popular in the city, and David became known as a successful entrepreneur. David's good beginning had led to a good ending, and he was grateful for the hard work and dedication that had made his dream a reality. He continued to work hard, always remembering that a good beginning was the key to success. In a small village nestled in the mountains, there lived a young woman named May. May had a passion for art and spent most of her free time painting and drawing. Despite the challenges she faced, May was determined to pursue her passion and become a successful artist. May knew that a good beginning was crucial to achieving her dreams, so she dedicated herself to practicing and perfecting her craft. She spent countless hours painting and drawing, constantly experimenting with different techniques and styles. As her skills grew, May began to showcase her artwork in local galleries and exhibitions. People were impressed by her talent and dedication, and her artwork quickly gained a following. Soon, she was receiving commissions from people all over the country. May's good beginning had led to a good ending, as she found success and fulfillment in her passion for art. She continued to work hard and create beautiful works of art, always remembering that a good beginning was the key to achieving her dreams. In a bustling city, there lived a young man named Jack who dreamed of becoming a professional athlete. Jack had always been athletic and had a natural talent for sports, but he knew that becoming a professional athlete would require a lot of hard work and dedication. Jack spent years training and practicing, always pushing himself to be the best he could be. He worked tirelessly to improve his skills and hone his craft, knowing that a good beginning would lead to a good ending. Eventually, Jack's hard work paid off, and he was offered a contract to play for a professional team. Jack was thrilled, and he knew that he had achieved his dream through his dedication and hard work. As a professional athlete, Jack continued to work hard, always striving to improve his skills and contribute to his team. He knew that a good beginning was just the start of his journey and that he would need to continue working hard to achieve his goals. Jack's good beginning had led to a good ending, but he knew that his journey was far from over. He continued to work hard, always remembering that a good beginning was the key to achieving success. In a small town, there lived a young woman named Sarah who dreamed of becoming a teacher. Sarah had always loved working with children and had a natural talent for teaching. She knew that becoming a successful teacher would require a lot of hard work and dedication, but she was determined to achieve her dreams. Sarah began her journey by earning a degree in education and spending time volunteering in schools. She worked hard to gain experience and hone her skills, knowing that a good beginning was crucial to achieving her goals. As she gained experience, Sarah was offered a job teaching at a local elementary school. She was thrilled and knew that she had achieved her dream through her hard work and dedication. As a teacher, Sarah dedicated herself to helping her students grow and learn. She spent countless hours preparing lesson plans, grading assignments, and working with parents to ensure that her students received the best education possible. Over time, Sarah's reputation as a skilled and dedicated teacher grew, and she became a beloved figure in the community. Her good beginning had led to a good ending, as she found true fulfillment and joy in her career as a teacher. In a busy city, there lived a young man named Tom who dreamed of starting his own restaurant. Tom had always been passionate about food and had a talent for cooking. He knew that starting a successful restaurant would require a lot of hard work and dedication, but he was determined to achieve his dreams. Tom spent years working in kitchens and learning the ins and outs of the restaurant industry. He studied business and marketing, knowing that a good beginning was crucial to starting a successful restaurant. Finally, after years of hard work, Tom opened his own restaurant. At first, things were slow, and Tom struggled to attract customers. But he refused to give up, and he continued to work hard, always striving to improve his restaurant and create a memorable dining experience for his customers. Over time, Tom's restaurant became one of the most popular in the city, and he became known as a skilled and innovative chef. His good beginning had led to a good ending, as he found success and fulfillment in his passion for cooking. Tom continued to work hard, always striving to create new and exciting dishes and provide his customers with an unforgettable dining experience. He knew that a good beginning was just the start of his journey and that he would need to continue working hard to achieve his goals. In a small village, there lived a young girl named Lily who dreamed of becoming a doctor. Lily had always been fascinated by medicine and had a natural talent for science. She knew that becoming a doctor would require a lot of hard work and dedication, but she was determined to achieve her dreams. Lily began her journey by excelling in school and earning a degree in biology. She spent countless hours volunteering in hospitals and clinics, gaining experience and knowledge. She knew that a good beginning was crucial to achieving her goals. As she gained experience, Lily was accepted into medical school. She dedicated herself to her studies, spending long hours in the library and working tirelessly to master the complex concepts of medicine. After years of hard work, Lily graduated from medical school with top honors. She was thrilled and knew that she had achieved her dream through her hard work and dedication. As a doctor, Lily dedicated herself to helping her patients and improving the health of her community. She worked long hours, often sacrificing her own free time to provide the best care possible. Over time, Lily became known as a skilled and compassionate doctor. Her good beginning had led to a good ending, as she found fulfillment and purpose in her career as a doctor. In a bustling city, there lived a young man named Mark who dreamed of starting his own business. Mark had always been entrepreneurial and had a natural talent for sales. He knew that starting a successful business would require a lot of hard work and dedication, but he was determined to achieve his dreams. Mark began his journey by studying business and marketing, learning everything he could about the industry. He spent countless hours researching, networking, and developing a business plan. Finally, after years of hard work, Mark launched his own business. At first, things were slow, and Mark struggled to attract customers. But he refused to give up, and he continued to work hard, always striving to improve his business and provide the best possible products and services. Over time, Mark's business began to grow, and he became known as a skilled and innovative entrepreneur. His good beginning had led to a good ending, as he found success and fulfillment in his passion for business. Mark continued to work hard, always striving to create new products and services and provide his customers with the best possible experience. He knew that a good beginning was just the start of his journey and that he would need to continue working hard to achieve his goals. In a small town, there lived a young boy named Jake who dreamed of becoming a professional athlete. Jake had always been passionate about sports and had a natural talent for athletics. He knew that becoming a successful athlete would require a lot of hard work and dedication, but he was determined to achieve his dreams. Jake began his journey by practicing every day and participating in local sports teams. He spent countless hours honing his skills and developing his technique. He knew that a good beginning was crucial to achieving his goals. As he gained experience, Jake was scouted by a professional team and offered a contract. He was thrilled and knew that he had achieved his dream through his hard work and dedication. As a professional athlete, Jake dedicated himself to training and improving his performance. He spent long hours in the gym and on the field, always striving to be the best he could be. Over time, Jake became known as a skilled and accomplished athlete. His good beginning had led to a good ending, as he found success and fulfillment in his career as a professional athlete. Jake continued to work hard, always striving to improve his performance and help his team achieve their goals. He knew that a good beginning was just the start of his journey and that he would need to continue working hard to maintain his success. In a large city, there lived a young woman named Emily who dreamed of becoming a successful artist. Emily had always loved painting and had a natural talent for art. She knew that becoming a successful artist would require a lot of hard work and dedication, but she was determined to achieve her dreams. Emily began her journey by studying art and practicing her skills. She spent countless hours painting and experimenting with different styles and techniques. She knew that a good beginning was crucial to achieving her goals. As she gained experience, Emily began to exhibit her artwork in local galleries and shows. She received positive feedback and praise for her work, which motivated her to continue creating. Over time, Emily became known as a skilled and talented artist. Her good beginning had led to a good ending, as she found success and fulfillment in her career as an artist. Emily continued to work hard, always striving to create new and innovative pieces of art. She knew that a good beginning was just the start of her journey and that she would need to continue working hard to maintain her success. But with her passion and dedication, she was confident that she could achieve anything she set her mind to. In a rural village, there lived a young woman named Sarah who dreamed of becoming a writer. Sarah had always loved reading and writing and had a natural talent for storytelling. She knew that becoming a successful writer would require a lot of hard work and dedication, but she was determined to achieve her dreams. Sarah began her journey by reading books on writing and practicing her craft. She spent countless hours writing stories and submitting them to magazines and literary contests. She knew that a good beginning was crucial to achieving her goals. As she gained experience, Sarah's writing began to get noticed, and she was eventually offered a book deal. She was thrilled and knew that she had achieved her dream through her hard work and dedication. As a writer, Sarah dedicated herself to her craft, spending long hours writing and editing her work. She poured her heart and soul into her writing, always striving to create something that would resonate with her readers. Over time, Sarah became known as a skilled and talented writer. Her good beginning had led to a good ending, as she found success and fulfillment in her career as a writer. Sarah continued to work hard, always striving to improve her writing and create meaningful stories that would touch people's lives. She knew that a good beginning was just the start of her journey and that she would need to continue working hard to maintain her success. But with her passion and dedication, she was confident that she could achieve anything she set her mind to. In a bustling city, there lived a young man named Mike who dreamed of becoming a chef. Mike had always loved cooking and had a natural talent for creating delicious dishes. He knew that becoming a successful chef would require a lot of hard work and dedication, but he was determined to achieve his dreams. Mike began his journey by studying culinary arts and working in restaurants. He spent countless hours learning from experienced chefs and practicing his skills. He knew that a good beginning was crucial to achieving his goals. As he gained experience, Mike was offered a job as a head chef at a top-rated restaurant. He was thrilled and knew that he had achieved his dream through his hard work and dedication. As a chef, Mike dedicated himself to creating innovative and delicious dishes. He spent long hours in the kitchen, experimenting with flavors and ingredients. He knew that a good beginning was just the start of his journey and that he would need to continue working hard to maintain his success. Over time, Mike became known as a skilled and talented chef. His good beginning had led to a good ending, as he found success and fulfillment in his career as a chef. Mike continued to work hard, always striving to create new and exciting dishes that would delight his customers. He knew that a good beginning was just the start of his journey and that he would need to continue working hard to maintain his success. But with his passion and dedication, he was confident that he could achieve anything he set his mind to. In a small coastal town, there lived a young woman named Lily who dreamed of becoming a marine biologist. Lily had always been fascinated by the ocean and its creatures and had a natural talent for science. She knew that becoming a successful marine biologist would require a lot of hard work and dedication, but she was determined to achieve her dreams. Lily began her journey by studying marine biology and volunteering at local marine conservation organizations. She spent countless hours learning about marine life and the ocean's ecosystems. She knew that a good beginning was crucial to achieving her goals. As she gained experience, Lily was offered a job at a prestigious marine research institute. She was thrilled and knew that she had achieved her dream through her hard work and dedication. As a marine biologist, Lily dedicated herself to studying and protecting the ocean's ecosystems. She spent long hours conducting research and collaborating with other scientists. She knew that a good beginning was just the start of her journey and that she would need to continue working hard to maintain her success. Over time, Lily became known as a skilled and knowledgeable marine biologist. Her good beginning had led to a good ending, as she found success and fulfillment in her career. Lily continued to work hard, always striving to make a positive impact on the ocean's ecosystems. She knew that a good beginning was just the start of her journey and that she would need to continue working hard to maintain her success. But with her passion and dedication, she was confident that she could achieve anything she set her mind to. In a remote mountain village, there lived a young man named David who dreamed of becoming a teacher. David had always loved learning and had a natural talent for explaining complex concepts in simple terms. He knew that becoming a successful teacher would require a lot of hard work and dedication, but he was determined to achieve his dreams. David began his journey by studying education and working as a tutor for local students. He spent countless hours preparing lesson plans and helping his students learn. He knew that a good beginning was crucial to achieving his goals. As he gained experience, David was offered a job at a prestigious school. He was thrilled and knew that he had achieved his dream through his hard work and dedication. As a teacher, David dedicated himself to his students' education, spending long hours preparing lesson plans and grading assignments. He knew that a good beginning was just the start of his journey and that he would need to continue working hard to maintain his success. Over time, David became known as a skilled and compassionate teacher. His good beginning had led to a good ending, as he found success and fulfillment in his career. David continued to work hard, always striving to help his students achieve their full potential. He knew that a good beginning was just the start of his journey and that he would need to continue working hard to maintain his success. But with his passion and dedication, he was confident that he could achieve anything he set his mind to. In a bustling city, there lived a young woman named Sophia who dreamed of becoming a successful entrepreneur. Sophia had always been business-minded and had a natural talent for identifying opportunities and creating innovative solutions. She knew that becoming a successful entrepreneur would require a lot of hard work and dedication, but she was determined to achieve her dreams. Sophia began her journey by studying business and working as an intern for a local startup. She spent countless hours learning about the industry and gaining hands-on experience. She knew that a good beginning was crucial to achieving her goals. As she gained experience, Sophia was offered a job at a fast-growing tech company. She was thrilled and knew that she had achieved her dream through her hard work and dedication. As an entrepreneur, Sophia dedicated herself to creating innovative solutions and disrupting the market. She spent long hours developing her ideas and networking with other entrepreneurs. She knew that a good beginning was just the start of her journey and that she would need to continue working hard to maintain her success. Over time, Sophia became known as a skilled and visionary entrepreneur. Her good beginning had led to a good ending, as she found success and fulfillment in her career. Sophia continued to work hard, always striving to create the next big thing. She knew that a good beginning was just the start of her journey and that she would need to continue working hard to maintain her success. But with her passion and dedication, she was confident that she could achieve anything she set her mind to. In a small rural village, there lived a young man named Thomas who dreamed of becoming a farmer. Thomas had always loved the outdoors and had a natural talent for working with his hands. He knew that becoming a successful farmer would require a lot of hard work and dedication, but he was determined to achieve his dreams. Thomas began his journey by working as a farmhand for a local farmer. He spent countless hours learning about crop management and animal husbandry. He knew that a good beginning was crucial to achieving his goals. As he gained experience, Thomas was able to lease his own land and start his own farm. He was thrilled and knew that he had achieved his dream through his hard work and dedication. As a farmer, Thomas dedicated himself to growing healthy crops and raising happy animals. He spent long hours tending to his fields and caring for his livestock. He knew that a good beginning was just the start of his journey and that he would need to continue working hard to maintain his success. Over time, Thomas became known as a skilled and sustainable farmer. His good beginning had led to a good ending, as he found success and fulfillment in his career. Thomas continued to work hard, always striving to improve his farming methods and give back to his community. He knew that a good beginning was just the start of his journey and that he would need to continue working hard to maintain his success. But with his passion and dedication, he was confident that he could achieve anything he set his mind to. In a quiet suburb, there lived a young couple named Mark and Emily who dreamed of starting a family. They had always known that they wanted to have children, but they also knew that having a good beginning was important for their future family. Mark and Emily began their journey by working hard and saving money. They knew that starting a family would require financial stability, so they worked hard to create a solid foundation for their future. As they prepared for parenthood, Mark and Emily focused on their health and well-being. They knew that a good beginning required a healthy lifestyle, so they began exercising regularly and eating nutritious meals. Finally, the day came when Mark and Emily welcomed their first child into the world. They were overjoyed and knew that their hard work had paid off. They had created a good beginning for their family, and they were determined to continue providing their children with the best possible start in life. As their family grew, Mark and Emily dedicated themselves to providing a loving and supportive environment for their children. They spent long hours playing with their kids, reading to them, and teaching them valuable life skills. Over time, their children grew into successful and well-adjusted adults. Mark and Emily had created a good beginning for their family, and it had led to a good ending. They were proud of the family they had built and knew that their hard work and dedication had paid off. As they looked back on their journey, Mark and Emily knew that having a good beginning had been the key to their success. It had allowed them to build a solid foundation for their family and create a happy and fulfilling life together. In a quiet mountain town, there lived a young woman named Rachel who dreamed of becoming a professional skier. Rachel had always loved skiing and had a natural talent for the sport. She knew that becoming a successful skier would require a lot of hard work and dedication, but she was determined to achieve her dreams. Rachel began her journey by training rigorously and competing in local ski races. She spent countless hours on the slopes, perfecting her technique and building her endurance. She knew that a good beginning was crucial to achieving her goals. As she gained experience, Rachel was offered a spot on a competitive ski team. She was thrilled and knew that she had achieved her dream through her hard work and dedication. As a professional skier, Rachel dedicated herself to becoming the best athlete she could be. She spent long hours training, traveling to competitions, and pushing herself to new heights. She knew that a good beginning was just the start of her journey and that she would need to continue working hard to maintain her success. Over time, Rachel became known as a skilled and accomplished skier. Her good beginning had led to a good ending, as she found success and fulfillment in her career. Rachel continued to work hard, always striving to improve her skills and compete at the highest level. She knew that a good beginning was just the start of her journey and that she would need to continue working hard to maintain her success. But with her passion and dedication, she was confident that she could achieve anything she set her mind to. In a bustling city, there lived a young man named Alex who dreamed of starting his own business. Alex had always been fascinated by entrepreneurship and had a strong desire to create something of his own. He knew that having a good beginning was essential to achieving his goals, so he began to lay the foundation for his business. Alex started by conducting extensive research on his industry and identifying gaps in the market. He spent countless hours developing his business plan, creating a strong brand identity, and building a network of contacts. As he worked on his business, Alex faced many challenges and setbacks. But he remained committed to his dream and kept pushing forward. He knew that a good beginning was just the start of his journey and that he would need to overcome many obstacles to succeed. Finally, the day came when Alex opened the doors of his business for the first time. He was nervous but excited to see his hard work come to fruition. As he welcomed his first customers, he knew that his good beginning had laid the foundation for a successful business. Over time, Alex's business grew and became a fixture in the community. He worked tirelessly to provide his customers with exceptional products and services, always striving to exceed their expectations. Through his hard work and dedication, Alex had created a successful and thriving business. His good beginning had led to a good ending, and he was proud of everything he had accomplished. As he looked back on his journey, Alex knew that having a good beginning had been the key to his success. It had allowed him to create a solid foundation for his business and to build a loyal customer base. He was grateful for the opportunity to pursue his dreams and knew that his hard work and dedication had paid off. In a small village, there lived a young girl named Maya who dreamed of becoming a writer. Maya had always loved writing and had a natural talent for storytelling. She knew that becoming a successful writer would require a lot of hard work and dedication, but she was determined to achieve her dreams. Maya began her journey by reading extensively and honing her writing skills. She spent countless hours writing stories, poems, and essays, always striving to improve her craft. She knew that a good beginning was crucial to achieving her goals. As she gained experience, Maya started submitting her work to literary magazines and competitions. She faced many rejections, but she remained undeterred. She knew that a good beginning was just the start of her journey and that she would need to keep working hard to achieve her dreams. Finally, Maya's hard work paid off, and one of her stories was accepted for publication in a prestigious literary journal. She was thrilled and knew that her good beginning had laid the foundation for a successful writing career. Over time, Maya's writing career flourished. She wrote several books, won numerous awards, and became a respected voice in the literary community. Her good beginning had led to a good ending, as she found success and fulfillment in her career. Maya continued to work hard, always striving to improve her writing and tell meaningful stories. She knew that a good beginning was just the start of her journey and that she would need to keep pushing herself to new heights. But with her passion and dedication, she was confident that she could achieve anything she set her mind to. As she looked back on her journey, Maya knew that having a good beginning had been the key to her success. It had allowed her to develop her skills and build her reputation as a writer. She was grateful for the opportunity to pursue her dreams and knew that her hard work and dedication had paid off. In a quiet suburban neighborhood, there lived a family who had just moved into a new house. The family was excited to start a new chapter of their lives in their new home, but they knew that having a good beginning was essential to settling in smoothly. The family started by unpacking their belongings and organizing their new home. They spent several days cleaning, decorating, and making small repairs to ensure that everything was in order. They knew that having a good beginning would set the tone for their life in their new home. As they settled in, the family started to explore their new neighborhood. They met their neighbors, joined the local community center, and began participating in neighborhood events. They knew that building relationships with their new community was crucial to making a happy life in their new home. Over time, the family became an integral part of their community. They made lifelong friends, participated in local activities, and became active volunteers in their community. Their good beginning had led to a good ending, as they found happiness and fulfillment in their new home. As the years passed, the family faced challenges and setbacks, but they knew that their good beginning had laid the foundation for their success. They had created a happy and thriving life in their new home, thanks to their hard work and dedication. As they looked back on their journey, the family knew that having a good beginning had been the key to their success. It had allowed them to settle in smoothly, build relationships with their new community, and create a happy life in their new home. They were grateful for the opportunity to start anew and knew that their hard work and dedication had paid off. In a small town nestled in the mountains, there was a young man named Jack who dreamed of climbing the highest peak in the range. Jack had always been an adventurer and loved exploring the outdoors. He knew that climbing the highest peak would be a challenging and dangerous endeavor, but he was determined to achieve his dream. Jack began his journey by researching the mountain and studying its terrain. He spent several months training his body and mind, preparing for the physical and mental challenges that lay ahead. He knew that a good beginning was crucial to achieving his goal of reaching the summit. As he set out to climb the mountain, Jack faced several obstacles, including harsh weather conditions and treacherous terrain. He knew that he needed to stay focused and keep pushing himself if he was going to succeed. Despite the challenges, Jack persevered, taking one step at a time towards the summit. As he climbed higher, he realized that having a good beginning had been crucial to his success. His months of preparation and training had given him the strength and determination he needed to face the challenges of the climb. Finally, after days of climbing, Jack reached the summit of the mountain. He was overwhelmed with a sense of accomplishment and pride. He knew that his good beginning had led to a good ending, as he had achieved his dream and accomplished what he had set out to do. Over time, Jack continued to climb mountains and explore the outdoors, always striving to challenge himself and push his limits. He knew that having a good beginning was just the start of his journey and that he would need to keep working hard to achieve his goals. As he looked back on his journey, Jack knew that his good beginning had been the key to his success. It had allowed him to prepare for the challenges ahead and given him the strength and determination he needed to face them. He was grateful for the opportunity to pursue his dream and knew that his hard work and dedication had paid off. In a small village in Africa, there was a young girl named Adia who dreamed of becoming a doctor. Adia had always been fascinated by medicine and the human body. She knew that becoming a doctor would be a challenging and arduous journey, but she was determined to achieve her dream. Adia began her journey by studying hard and excelling in school. She knew that a good beginning was essential to achieving her goal of becoming a doctor. She spent long hours reading and learning about medicine, anatomy, and physiology. As she grew older, Adia faced several obstacles, including a lack of resources and financial support. However, she refused to give up on her dream. She continued to work hard and push herself, determined to overcome the challenges that lay ahead. Finally, after years of hard work and dedication, Adia was accepted into medical school. She was overwhelmed with a sense of accomplishment and pride. She knew that her good beginning had led to a good ending, as she had achieved her dream of becoming a doctor. As she studied and trained to become a doctor, Adia faced many challenges, including long hours, difficult coursework, and challenging rotations. But she persevered, drawing on the strength and determination she had developed during her years of preparation. Finally, after completing medical school, Adia returned to her village as a qualified doctor. She was determined to use her skills and knowledge to help her community. She worked tirelessly, treating patients, providing vaccinations, and educating people about health and hygiene. Over time, Adia became a beloved member of her community. She had made a real difference in the lives of her patients, helping them to live healthier, happier lives. She knew that her good beginning had been the key to her success. It had allowed her to prepare for the challenges ahead and given her the strength and determination she needed to face them. As she looked back on her journey, Adia knew that her dream of becoming a doctor had been worth all the hard work and sacrifice. She had achieved her goal and made a real difference in the world. She was grateful for the opportunity to pursue her dream and knew that her good beginning had led to a good ending. In a bustling city, there was a young man named Alex who dreamed of starting his own business. Alex had always been an entrepreneur at heart, and he knew that starting his own company would be a challenging and risky endeavor. However, he was determined to achieve his dream. Alex began his journey by researching the industry he wanted to enter and studying successful entrepreneurs. He spent several months developing his business plan and seeking advice from mentors. He knew that a good beginning was crucial to achieving his goal of starting a successful company. As he launched his business, Alex faced several obstacles, including a lack of funding and intense competition. However, he refused to give up on his dream. He worked tirelessly, networking with potential investors and customers, and improving his products and services. Despite the challenges, Alex persevered, taking one step at a time toward success. As his business grew, he realized that having a good beginning had been crucial to his success. His months of preparation and planning had given him the foundation he needed to build a thriving company. Finally, after years of hard work and dedication, Alex's company became a leader in its industry. He was overwhelmed with a sense of accomplishment and pride. He knew that his good beginning had led to a good ending, as he had achieved his dream of starting a successful business. As his company continued to grow, Alex remained committed to his vision and his customers. He knew that having a good beginning was just the start of his journey and that he would need to keep working hard to maintain his success. Looking back on his journey, Alex knew that his good beginning had been the key to his success. It had allowed him to prepare for the challenges ahead and given him the foundation he needed to build a thriving company. He was grateful for the opportunity to pursue his dream and knew that his hard work and dedication had paid off. In a small town nestled in the mountains, there was a young woman named Maria who dreamed of hiking to the summit of the tallest peak in the range. Maria had always been an adventurous spirit, and she knew that climbing the mountain would be a difficult and dangerous journey. However, she was determined to achieve her dream. Maria began her journey by training and preparing herself physically and mentally for the climb. She spent long hours hiking and exercising, building up her strength and endurance. She also researched the best routes to take and consulted with experienced climbers for advice. As she began her climb, Maria faced several obstacles, including steep inclines, treacherous terrain, and unpredictable weather conditions. However, she refused to give up on her dream. She persevered, drawing on the strength and determination she had developed during her years of preparation. Finally, after days of hard work and dedication, Maria reached the summit of the mountain. She was overwhelmed with a sense of accomplishment and pride. She knew that her good beginning had led to a good ending, as she had achieved her dream of reaching the top. As she gazed out over the stunning views from the summit, Maria knew that her good beginning had been the key to her success. It had allowed her to prepare for the challenges ahead and given her the strength and determination she needed to face them. Looking back on her journey, Maria knew that her dream of climbing the mountain had been worth all the hard work and sacrifice. She had achieved her goal and experienced the beauty and wonder of the mountain in a way that few others had. She was grateful for the opportunity to pursue her dream and knew that her good beginning had led to a good ending. In a small village in Africa, there was a young girl named Aisha who dreamed of becoming a doctor. Aisha had always been interested in medicine, and she knew that becoming a doctor would require years of hard work and dedication. However, she was determined to achieve her dream. Aisha began her journey by studying hard in school and excelling in science and math. She also volunteered at a local clinic to gain experience and learn more about the medical field. She knew that a good beginning was crucial to achieving her goal of becoming a doctor. As she continued her studies, Aisha faced several obstacles, including a lack of resources and opportunities in her village. However, she refused to give up on her dream. She worked tirelessly, seeking out scholarships and opportunities to further her education. Despite the challenges, Aisha persevered, taking one step at a time towards her goal. She eventually earned a scholarship to attend medical school and worked tirelessly to excel in her studies. Finally, after years of hard work and dedication, Aisha became a doctor. She was overwhelmed with a sense of accomplishment and pride. She knew that her good beginning had led to a good ending, as she had achieved her dream of becoming a doctor and helping others. As she began her career, Aisha remained committed to her vision and her patience. She knew that having a good beginning was just the start of her journey and that she would need to keep working hard to maintain her success. Looking back on her journey, Aisha knew that her good beginning had been the key to her success. It had allowed her to prepare for the challenges ahead and given her the foundation she needed to become a doctor. She was grateful for the opportunity to pursue her dream and knew that her hard work and dedication had paid off. In a small town on the coast, there was a young man named Carlos who dreamed of starting his own business. Carlos had always been an entrepreneur at heart, and he knew that starting a business would be a difficult and risky venture. However, he was determined to achieve his dream. Carlos began his journey by researching the market and identifying a need that he could fulfill. He spent long hours studying the industry and developing a business plan. He also consulted with experienced entrepreneurs for advice and guidance. As he began to put his plan into action, Carlos faced several obstacles, including funding, marketing, and competition. However, he refused to give up on his dream. He worked tirelessly, seeking out investors and customers and refining his product. Despite the challenges, Carlos persevered, taking one step at a time towards his goal. He eventually secured funding and began to market his product, building a loyal customer base and expanding his business. Finally, after years of hard work and dedication, Carlos's business became a success. He was overwhelmed with a sense of accomplishment and pride. He knew that his good beginning had led to a good ending, as he had achieved his dream of starting a successful business. As he continued to grow his business, Carlos remained committed to his vision and his customers. He knew that having a good beginning was just the start of his journey and that he would need to keep working hard to maintain his success. Looking back on his journey, Carlos knew that his good beginning had been the key to his success. It had allowed him to prepare for the challenges ahead and given him the foundation he needed to start his business. He was grateful for the opportunity to pursue his dream and knew that his hard work and dedication had paid off. In a small village in the mountains, there was a young boy named Juan who dreamed of becoming a professional musician. Juan had always been passionate about music, and he knew that becoming a musician would require years of hard work and dedication. However, he was determined to achieve his dream. Juan began his journey by practicing tirelessly and studying music theory. He also began performing at local events to gain experience and exposure. He knew that a good beginning was crucial to achieving his goal of becoming a professional musician. As he continued his studies, Juan faced several obstacles, including a lack of resources and opportunities in his village. However, he refused to give up on his dream. He worked tirelessly, seeking out opportunities to further his education and connect with other musicians. Despite the challenges, Juan persevered, taking one step at a time towards his goal. He eventually earned a scholarship to attend a music conservatory and worked tirelessly to excel in his studies. Finally, after years of hard work and dedication, Juan became a professional musician. He was overwhelmed with a sense of accomplishment and pride. He knew that his good beginning had led to a good ending, as he had achieved his dream of becoming a professional musician and sharing his love of music with others. As he began his career, Juan remained committed to his craft and his fans. He knew that having a good beginning was just the start of his journey and that he would need to keep working hard to maintain his success. Looking back on his journey, Juan knew that his good beginning had been the key to his success. It had allowed him to prepare for the challenges ahead and given him the foundation he needed to become a professional musician. He was grateful for the opportunity to pursue his dream and knew that his hard work and dedication had paid off. Once upon a time, there was a young man named Alex who had just graduated from college. Alex had always been a hard-working and ambitious student, and he knew that a good beginning was crucial to achieving success in his chosen career field. Alex landed a job at a prestigious company in his field, and he was excited to begin his professional journey. He knew that he needed to make a strong impression on his boss and colleagues, so he worked tirelessly to learn as much as he could about his job and the industry. Despite the challenges of starting a new job, Alex remained committed to his work and his goals. He knew that he needed to establish himself as a valuable employee and earn the respect of his colleagues. Over time, Alex's hard work paid off. He was promoted to a higher position within the company and given more responsibilities. His colleagues began to recognize his talents and respect his contributions to the team. As Alex continued to excel in his job, he never forgot the importance of a good beginning. He knew that the strong foundation he had built early on had been crucial to his success. With his career on an upward trajectory, Alex continued to work hard and seek out new opportunities for growth and advancement. He knew that there was always more to learn and achieve, and he remained focused on his goals and committed to his success. Looking back on his journey, Alex knew that his good beginning had been the key to his success. It had allowed him to establish himself as a valuable employee and earn the respect of his colleagues. He was grateful for the opportunity to pursue his dream and knew that his hard work and dedication had paid off. Once upon a time, there was a young couple named Sarah and David who were planning their wedding. They had been together for several years and knew that they wanted to spend the rest of their lives together. They were excited about their wedding day and knew that a good beginning would be crucial to their future happiness. Sarah and David spent months planning their wedding, carefully choosing every detail from the venue to the decorations. They wanted everything to be perfect, and they knew that a good beginning would set the tone for their marriage. On their wedding day, Sarah and David exchanged vows in front of their family and friends. They promised to love and support each other through all of life's ups and downs. As they began their journey as a married couple, they were filled with hope and happiness. Over the years, Sarah and David faced their share of challenges, as all couples do. However, they never forgot the importance of a good beginning. They worked hard to communicate openly and honestly with each other, and they always made time for each other despite their busy schedules. As their marriage continued, Sarah and David grew closer and more in love than ever before. They knew that a good beginning had been crucial to their happiness, and they were grateful for the strong foundation they had built together. Looking back on their journey, Sarah and David knew that their good beginning had been the key to their success. It had allowed them to establish a strong foundation for their marriage and set the stage for a lifetime of happiness and love. They were grateful for the opportunity to pursue their dream and knew that their hard work and dedication had paid off in more ways than they could have ever imagined. Once upon a time, there was a young woman named Emily who had always dreamed of starting her own business. She had a passion for baking and had spent years honing her skills in the kitchen. Emily knew that a good beginning was crucial to the success of her business, so she spent months planning and preparing before launching her bakery. Emily carefully chose the location for her bakery, taking into account factors such as foot traffic and nearby competition. She spent weeks perfecting her menu, creating delicious treats that would appeal to a wide variety of customers. She also invested in high-quality equipment and decor, knowing that presentation was just as important as taste. On the day of her grand opening, Emily was nervous but excited. She had worked so hard to get to this point, and she knew that a good beginning was crucial to the success of her business. As customers began to trickle in, Emily was thrilled to see that her hard work had paid off. They raved about her treats and complimented the welcoming atmosphere of her bakery. Emily was grateful for the positive feedback, and she continued to work hard to maintain her high standards. Over time, Emily's bakery became a staple in the community. She continued to innovate and create new treats, always striving to offer her customers the best possible experience. She knew that a good beginning had been crucial to her success, but she also knew that she needed to keep pushing herself to stay ahead of the competition. Looking back on her journey, Emily knew that her good beginning had been the key to her success. It had allowed her to establish a strong foundation for her business and earn the trust and loyalty of her customers. She was grateful for the opportunity to pursue her dream and knew that her hard work and dedication had paid off in more ways than she could have ever imagined. Once upon a time, there was a young man named Tom who was about to start college. He was excited about this new chapter in his life, but he also knew that a good beginning was crucial to his success. Tom spent the summer before college preparing for his new adventure. He researched different majors and careers, talked to current students and alumni, and learned as much as he could about college life. He also worked hard to save up money for tuition and expenses, knowing that financial stability would be important. On his first day of college, Tom felt a mix of nervousness and excitement. He knew that a good beginning was crucial to his success, so he made sure to attend all of his classes and take detailed notes. He also joined clubs and organizations that interested him, hoping to make new friends and connections. As the weeks went by, Tom settled into college life and found his groove. He continued to work hard in his classes, but he also made time for socializing and exploring his new city. He knew that balance was key to success in college and in life. Over the years, Tom faced his share of challenges. He struggled with some of his classes, and he had to balance part-time jobs with his schoolwork. However, he never forgot the importance of a good beginning. He continued to work hard and stay focused on his goals, knowing that the foundation he had built in his first year would be crucial to his success in college and beyond. As graduation approached, Tom felt a sense of pride and accomplishment. He had worked hard and achieved his goals, thanks in part to the good beginning he had established in his first year of college. He knew that his success had been a team effort, and he was grateful for the support of his family, friends, and professors. Looking back on his college years, Tom knew that a good beginning had been the key to his success. It had allowed him to establish a strong foundation for his academic and personal life and set the stage for a bright and successful future. He was excited to see where life would take him next and knew that he was ready for whatever challenges and opportunities lay ahead. Once upon a time, there was a young couple named Jack and Emma who were about to embark on a new adventure. They were getting married. They both knew that a good beginning was crucial to a happy and successful marriage, so they spent months preparing for their big day. Jack and Emma started by setting clear expectations for their marriage. They talked about their values, goals, and aspirations and made sure they were on the same page. They also discussed their expectations for each other and for their life together. Next, Jack and Emma worked hard to plan their wedding. They chose a beautiful venue, picked out the perfect decorations, and carefully selected their guest list. They knew that a good beginning meant starting their marriage with a celebration of love and commitment. On the day of their wedding, Jack and Emma were filled with excitement and joy. They exchanged vows and rings, surrounded by their loved ones. They knew that their good beginning was just the start of a lifelong journey together. Over the years, Jack and Emma faced their share of challenges. They had to navigate tough times, such as financial struggles and health issues. However, they always remembered their good beginning and the commitment they had made to each other. They leaned on each other for support and worked together to overcome any obstacles. As their marriage continued, Jack and Emma grew even closer. They continued to set goals and work towards them together, always communicating openly and honestly. They knew that a good beginning had been crucial to their success, but they also knew that a strong and healthy marriage required ongoing effort and dedication. Years later, as they celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary, Jack and Emma looked back on their life together with gratitude and joy. They knew that their good beginning had set the stage for a happy and fulfilling life together, and they were grateful for the love and commitment that had carried them through the years. In a small village nestled in the heart of a lush forest, there lived a young man named Thomas. Thomas had always dreamed of adventure, of exploring new lands and seeing all the wonders the world had to offer. But he knew that a good beginning was essential if he wanted to succeed in his quest. So Thomas spent many years preparing for his adventure. He studied maps and books, learned different languages and skills, and trained himself in the art of survival. He saved every penny he could and planned his journey carefully, making sure he had everything he needed to face any challenge that might come his way. Finally, the day came for Thomas to set out on his adventure. He had packed all his gear and supplies, said goodbye to his family and friends, and set off on his journey. He traveled for days, crossing mountains, rivers, and deserts, always looking for new sights and experiences. As he journeyed, Thomas faced many challenges. He encountered wild beasts, treacherous terrain, and hostile strangers. But he remembered his good beginning and the preparations he had made, and he persevered through each obstacle. Along the way, Thomas met many new friends and learned much about the world. He saw breathtaking landscapes, tasted exotic foods, and experienced different cultures. He even discovered a lost city hidden deep in the jungle, which he explored for months, uncovering ancient artifacts and hidden treasures. After many years of adventure, Thomas returned home to his village. He was greeted with joy and excitement by his family and friends, who marveled at the stories of his travels. They could see that his good beginning had led to a successful and fulfilling journey. As Thomas settled back into his life in the village, he knew that his adventure was not the end, but only the beginning of a new chapter. He continued to seek out new experiences and to learn from his adventures. He knew that a good beginning had set him on the path to a life full of wonder and excitement. In a small town by the sea, there was a young girl named Sarah who dreamed of becoming a world-renowned artist. She knew that a good beginning was essential if she wanted to achieve her dream, so she worked tirelessly to develop her artistic skills. Sarah spent countless hours practicing her craft, painting and drawing every day. She studied the works of famous artists, learning from their techniques and styles. She sought out mentors and teachers who could help her improve her skills and develop her artistic voice. As she grew older, Sarah began to exhibit her artwork in local galleries and shows. People marveled at her talent and praised her unique style. But Sarah knew that a good beginning was just the start of her journey to artistic success. So she set her sights higher and began to seek out opportunities beyond her town. She entered art competitions and submitted her work to galleries across the country. She worked hard to build her reputation and gain recognition for her art. Through her hard work and dedication, Sarah's art began to gain widespread acclaim. Her paintings and drawings were exhibited in prestigious galleries and museums, and she was featured in art publications around the world. Her good beginning had led to a successful and fulfilling career as an artist. But Sarah never forgot the importance of a good beginning. She continued to work hard every day, never resting on her past achievements. She knew that her success was the result of her dedication and effort, and she was determined to keep striving for even greater heights. Years later, as Sarah looked back on her life, she knew that her good beginning had been the foundation of her success. But she also knew that her hard work and determination had played an essential role in achieving her dreams. She was grateful for the opportunities she had been given and proud of the artist she had become. And she knew that her good beginning had set her on a path to a lifetime of creativity and artistic achievement. Once upon a time, there was a young man named Jack who had always dreamed of starting his own business. He knew that a good beginning was essential if he wanted to succeed, So he spent years studying business, reading books, and attending workshops. Finally, Jack felt ready to take the plunge and start his own company. He spent months researching his market, developing a business plan, and seeking out investors. When he finally launched his company, he was filled with excitement and optimism. At first, Jack's business was successful. He attracted customers, made sales, and began to build a loyal following. But he soon realized that a good beginning was only the start of his journey to business success. Jack faced numerous challenges and setbacks as he grew his company. He struggled to keep up with the demands of running a business, managing employees, and maintaining a profit. His sales began to decline, and he found himself losing money and customers. But Jack refused to give up. He knew that a good beginning was just the start of his journey, and he was determined to make his business a success. He sought out mentors and advisors who could offer guidance and support. He made tough decisions and pivoted his business model when necessary. Slowly but surely, Jack's business began to turn around. His sales increased, and he began to attract new customers. He continued to work hard every day, never resting on his past successes. And he knew that his good beginning had been essential in setting him on the path to a successful business, but his hard work and determination had made it a reality. Years later, Jack's company had grown into a thriving enterprise. He had built a successful brand and reputation, and he was proud of what he had accomplished. But he never forgot the lessons he had learned along the way. He knew that a good beginning was essential, but it was the hard work and determination that had made his business a success. In the end, Jack's story was a testament to the power of a good beginning and the importance of perseverance and dedication. It showed that with the right mindset, anything is possible, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges. In a small village nestled in the hills, there was a young girl named Lily who had always dreamed of becoming a writer. From a young age, she loved to read books and would spend hours lost in the stories she discovered. She knew that a good beginning was essential if she wanted to become a writer, so she spent years honing her craft and studying the works of other authors. When Lily was finally ready, she sat down at her desk and began to write. She poured her heart and soul into her work, crafting a story that she was proud of. When she finished, she sent her manuscript off to a publisher, hoping that her hard work would pay off. But the publisher rejected her work. Lily was devastated. She had put so much effort into her writing, but it seemed that it was not good enough. She almost gave up on her dream, but then she remembered the importance of a good beginning. Lily knew that she needed to improve her writing if she wanted to succeed. So she enrolled in writing workshops, joined a writing group, and read every book on writing she could find. She listened to the critiques of others and used their feedback to improve her writing. Months passed, and Lily tried again. This time, her manuscript was accepted. She was thrilled, but she knew that a good beginning was just the start of her journey. She continued to work hard, submitting her writing to other publishers and magazines. She faced countless rejections, but she never gave up. Slowly but surely, Lily's writing began to gain recognition. She was published in magazines, and her books began to sell. She continued to improve her craft, always striving to become a better writer. Years later, Lily was a successful author, with several best-selling books to her name. She looked back on her journey and realized that a good beginning had been essential, but it was the hard work and dedication that had made her dream a reality. Lily's story showed that a good beginning is essential, but it is only the first step. To truly succeed, we must be willing to put in the hard work and dedication necessary to achieve our goals. Even in the face of rejection and setbacks, we must continue to push forward, never losing sight of our dreams. And if we do, we will find that anything is possible. Sophie had always believed in the power of a good beginning. As a child, she had watched her grandmother start each day with a smile and a positive attitude, even when faced with challenges. Sophie admired her grandmother's resilience and knew that she wanted to approach life in the same way. Years later, Sophie became a successful businesswoman, running her own marketing firm. She had faced her fair share of setbacks and challenges, but she never lost sight of the importance of a good beginning. She started each day with a positive attitude, ready to tackle whatever lay ahead. One day, Sophie was approached by a new client who wanted her firm to create a marketing campaign for their business. The client was a startup company, and they were counting on the success of the campaign to launch their business to the next level. Sophie and her team worked hard to create a campaign that they believed would be successful. They poured hours into market research, strategy planning, and creative design. When the campaign was ready, they presented it to the client with confidence, knowing that it would be a success. But things did not go as planned. The campaign failed to generate the results they had hoped for, and the client was disappointed. Sophie was devastated. She had always prided herself on her ability to deliver results, and she felt like she had let her team and her client down. Sophie could have given up, but she knew that a good beginning was essential. She took a step back, analyzed what had gone wrong, and began to work on a new strategy. She spent long hours in the office, brainstorming and researching new ideas. Her team supported her every step of the way, knowing that with their combined effort, they could create something great. Weeks later, Sophie presented a new campaign to the client. This time, they loved it. The campaign was a huge success, and the client was thrilled. Sophie had learned an important lesson, that a good beginning was not just about starting with a positive attitude. It was also about learning from our mistakes, never giving up, and constantly striving to be better. Sophie's story showed that a good beginning was just the start of the journey. To truly succeed, we must be willing to adapt, learn from our mistakes, and never give up. With hard work and dedication, anything is possible. Jacob had always believed in the power of a good beginning. Growing up, he had watched his parents work hard to build a successful business from scratch. They had faced many challenges along the way, but they never gave up. Jacob admired their determination and knew that he wanted to follow in their footsteps. As soon as he graduated from college, Jacob started his own business. He knew that it would not be easy, but he was determined to succeed. He spent months researching the market and developing a business plan. He also invested his savings into the business and worked long hours to make it a success. In the first few months, Jacob's business struggled to take off. He faced several setbacks and obstacles that he had not anticipated. He became frustrated and felt like giving up. However, he remembered his parents' advice to always start with a positive attitude and not let setbacks hold him back. Jacob decided to take a step back and analyze what had gone wrong. He realized that he had not done enough research on his target audience and had underestimated the competition. He also realized that he needed to improve his marketing strategy to reach more customers. He went back to the drawing board and worked hard to come up with a new plan. He sought advice from other successful entrepreneurs and implemented new marketing techniques. He also made changes to his product to better meet the needs of his customers. Within a few months, Jacob's business started to pick up. Customers were happy with the changes he had made, and his business began to grow. Jacob was thrilled and realized that a good beginning was just the start of the journey. To truly succeed, he needed to be adaptable, willing to learn from his mistakes, and never give up. As his business continued to grow, Jacob hired more employees and expanded his operations. He continued to invest in his business and always sought out new opportunities for growth. Eventually, his business became one of the most successful in the industry. Looking back on his journey, Jacob knew that a good beginning had been essential. It had given him the motivation and determination to work hard and succeed. However, he also knew that it was his willingness to learn from his mistakes and never give up that had truly made the difference. Samantha had always been a planner. She believed that a good beginning was essential for any project or goal. She would spend hours researching, brainstorming, and mapping out her plan before taking any action. When Samantha decided to start her own business, she knew that a good beginning would be crucial. She spent months researching the market, developing a business plan, and gathering the resources she needed to get started. She wanted to make sure that she had everything in place before launching her business. Finally, the day arrived when Samantha was ready to launch her business. She had rented an office space, hired employees, and invested in the necessary equipment. She had also developed a marketing strategy to reach potential customers. However, things did not go as planned. The first few months of her business were slow, and Samantha struggled to attract customers. She realized that her marketing strategy was not effective and that she needed to make changes. Samantha did not give up. Instead, she went back to the drawing board and re-evaluated her business plan. She sought advice from other successful entrepreneurs and learned about new marketing techniques. She also made changes to her product to better meet the needs of her target audience. Slowly but surely, Samantha's business started to grow. Customers were happy with the changes she had made, and word began to spread about her business. Samantha continued to invest in her business and seek out new opportunities for growth. Over time, Samantha's business became one of the most successful in her industry. She had learned the importance of a good beginning, but she also knew that being adaptable and willing to make changes was essential for success. Looking back on her journey, Samantha realized that a good beginning was just the start of the journey. To truly succeed, she needed to be open to learning, willing to take risks, and never give up. She had faced many challenges along the way, but she had never lost sight of her goal. When Alex was in high school, he had a dream of becoming a professional athlete. He was a talented football player and had received interest from several college programs. However, Alex knew that a good beginning was crucial if he wanted to achieve his dream. He spent hours every day practicing his skills, studying game footage, and conditioning his body. He also worked hard in school to maintain good grades and keep his options open. When it was time to choose a college, Alex carefully evaluated each program and considered which one would offer him the best chance of achieving his dream. He eventually chose a program that had a strong football team and a great coaching staff. At college, Alex continued to work hard and made a name for himself on the football field. He was quickly recognized as one of the team's top players and was even offered a scholarship to continue playing football. However, during his junior year, Alex suffered a serious injury that sidelined him for the remainder of the season. He was devastated and wondered if his dream of becoming a professional athlete was over. Instead of giving up, Alex used the setback as motivation to work even harder. He focused on rehabilitating his injury and worked with his coaches and trainers to come back stronger than ever. In his senior year, Alex led his team to the conference championship and was named the conference's most valuable player. He had caught the attention of professional scouts, and was eventually signed to a professional football team. Alex's journey was not without its challenges, but he had learned that a good beginning was essential if he wanted to achieve his dream. He had worked hard, stayed focused, and never gave up on his goal, even when faced with setbacks. Alex had proven that with dedication, hard work, and a positive attitude, anything is possible. Sophie had always dreamed of opening her own bakery. She was passionate about baking and loved experimenting with new flavors and techniques. But she knew that a good beginning was important if she wanted to make her dream a reality. Sophie started by researching the bakery industry and learning everything she could about running a business. She studied the market, analyzed trends, and researched local competition. She even took a few classes on entrepreneurship and small business management. With a solid plan in place, Sophie began to build her business from the ground up. She secured a loan and found a small storefront to rent in a busy part of town. She spent months developing her menu, perfecting her recipes, and training her staff. On opening day, Sophie was nervous but excited. She had put in a lot of hard work and was ready to see if her dream could become a reality. To her delight, the bakery was a hit. Customers loved her baked goods, and her business quickly gained a loyal following. Sophie continued to work hard, growing her business and expanding her offerings. She hired additional staff, developed new recipes, and invested in marketing and advertising to attract more customers. Over time, Sophie's bakery became a local institution, known for its delicious treats and welcoming atmosphere. She had realized her dream and built a successful business from scratch. Sophie knew that a good beginning had been crucial in making her dream a reality. By taking the time to research and plan, she had set herself up for success and had created a business that would bring joy to her community for years to come. Maggie had always been interested in fashion design. As a child, she would sketch her own designs and dream of one day starting her own fashion line. But she knew that a good beginning was key if she wanted to make her dream a reality. Maggie started by studying fashion design and business at a local college. She learned about textiles, patterns, and fashion history, as well as marketing, branding, and business management. She also interned at a few fashion companies to gain experience in the industry. With a solid foundation in place, Maggie began to work on her own designs. She spent months developing her concept, creating sketches, and sourcing materials. She also reached out to local boutiques and fashion bloggers to get feedback and build relationships in the industry. When Maggie was ready to launch her first collection, she organized a runway show and invited local press and buyers. The show was a success, and several boutiques placed orders for her designs. Maggie continued to work hard, growing her brand and expanding her reach. She hired additional staff, developed new collections, and invested in marketing and advertising to attract more customers. Over time, Maggie's fashion line became a well-known name in the industry, known for its unique designs and sustainable production practices. She had realized her dream and built a successful business from scratch. Maggie knew that a good beginning had been crucial in making her dream a reality. By taking the time to learn and build relationships, she had set herself up for success and had created a brand that would inspire and empower people for years to come. Max had always loved photography. He loved capturing special moments and creating beautiful images. But he knew that a good beginning was important if he wanted to make his passion into a career. Max started by taking photography classes and workshops to improve his skills. He also invested in high-quality equipment and software to create professional-grade images. He built a portfolio of his work and began to network with other photographers and potential clients. With a solid foundation in place, Max began to offer his services as a photographer. He started with small events and weddings, building his reputation and portfolio as he went. He also worked with local businesses to create professional images for their websites and marketing materials. As Max's reputation grew, he began to attract more high-profile clients and larger events. He worked with local celebrities, corporate clients, and even national magazines. He continued to work hard, growing his business and expanding his offerings. Over time, Max became one of the most well-known photographers in his area, known for his talent and professionalism. He had realized his dream and built a successful career from scratch. Max knew that a good beginning had been crucial in making his passion into a career. By investing in his skills and building his portfolio, he had set himself up for success and had created a business that brought joy and beauty to people's lives. Sophie had always been passionate about education. She believed that every child deserved access to quality education, regardless of their background or socioeconomic status. But she knew that a good beginning was important if she wanted to make a real difference. Sophie started by volunteering at local schools and community organizations. She helped with after-school programs, tutoring, and mentorship programs. She also enrolled in a teaching program to improve her skills and gain a deeper understanding of education systems. With a solid foundation in place, Sophie began to work on her own education project. She started small, creating a program that provided free tutoring and mentorship to underprivileged students in her community. She partnered with local businesses and organizations to provide resources and support. As Sophie's project grew, she attracted more funding and support. She expanded her program to include more students and more resources. She also began to work with local schools and education organizations to improve access to education for all children in her community. Over time, Sophie's education project became a well-known name in her community, known for its impact and dedication to education. She had realized her dream and built a successful project from scratch. Sophie knew that a good beginning had been crucial in making her dream a reality. By volunteering and learning, she had gained the skills and experience she needed to create a program that made a real difference in people's lives. John had always been passionate about fitness and healthy living. He believed that everyone should have access to resources and knowledge to live a healthy lifestyle. But he knew that a good beginning was important if he wanted to make a real difference. John started by educating himself on fitness and nutrition. He enrolled in fitness and nutrition courses, read books and articles, and talked to experts in the field. He also started his own fitness journey, working on his own fitness and nutrition goals. With a solid foundation in place, John began to offer his services as a personal trainer and nutritionist. He started with a small client base, building his reputation and knowledge as he went. He also started a fitness and nutrition blog and social media channels to share his knowledge and connect with potential clients. As John's reputation grew, he attracted more high-profile clients and larger events. He worked with athletes, celebrities, and even corporate clients. He also expanded his offerings, creating fitness and nutrition plans and workshops for groups and businesses. Over time, John became one of the most well-known personal trainers and nutritionists in his area, known for his knowledge and dedication to healthy living. He had realized his dream and built a successful business from scratch. John knew that a good beginning had been crucial in making his dream a reality. By educating himself and building his reputation, he had set himself up for success and had created a business that helped people live healthy, happy lives. Samantha had always loved animals and dreamed of making a difference in their lives. She knew that a good beginning was important if she wanted to make a real difference. Samantha started by volunteering at a local animal shelter. She learned about animal care, behavior, and health. She also helped with adoption events and fundraising efforts. With a solid foundation in place, Samantha began to work on her own animal welfare project. She started by fostering animals from the shelter, giving them a temporary home while they waited to be adopted. She also started her own social media channels, sharing pictures and stories of the animals in her care to help them find forever homes. As Samantha's project grew, she attracted more funding and support. She expanded her fostering efforts to include more animals and more volunteers. She also began to work with local animal welfare organizations to improve the lives of animals in her community. Over time, Samantha's animal welfare project became a well-known name in her community, known for its dedication to animal welfare and compassion. She had realized her dream and built a successful project from scratch. Samantha knew that a good beginning had been crucial in making her dream a reality. By volunteering and learning, she had gained the skills and experience she needed to create a project that made a real difference in the lives of animals in her community. Mark had always been interested in technology and dreamed of starting his own tech company. He knew that a good beginning was important if he wanted to make a real difference. Mark started by learning as much as he could about the tech industry. He enrolled in computer science courses, read books and articles, and talked to experts in the field. He also worked as a software developer for several years, gaining valuable experience and skills. With a solid foundation in place, Mark began to work on his own tech project. He started by developing a new software product, using his skills and experience to create a unique and innovative solution. He also started networking and attending industry events, building relationships with potential investors and customers. As Mark's project grew, he attracted more funding and support. He expanded his team, hiring additional developers and marketing professionals. He also began to market his product, using his industry connections and social media channels to spread the word about his innovative solution. Over time, Mark's tech company became a well-known name in his industry, known for its cutting-edge technology and innovative solutions. He had realized his dream and built a successful company from scratch. Mark knew that a good beginning had been crucial in making his dream a reality. By learning and working in the tech industry, he had gained the skills and experience he needed to create a product that made a real difference in the lives of his customers. Emma had always been passionate about education and wanted to make a difference in the lives of students. She knew that a good beginning was important if she wanted to make a real difference. Emma started by volunteering as a tutor at a local after-school program. She worked with students who needed extra help with their homework and studies. She also learned about different teaching strategies and techniques, as well as the challenges facing students in her community. With a solid foundation in place, Emma began to work on her own education project. She started by developing a curriculum that addressed the specific needs of students in her community. She also started networking with other educators and education organizations, building relationships and partnerships that would help her achieve her goals. As Emma's project grew, she attracted more funding and support. She expanded her team, hiring additional tutors and education professionals. She also began to work with local schools and community centers, providing her curriculum and educational services to more students in need. Over time, Emma's education project became a well-known name in her community, known for its dedication to student success and academic achievement. She had realized her dream and built a successful project from scratch. Emma knew that a good beginning had been crucial in making her dream a reality. By volunteering and learning about education, she had gained the skills and experience she needed to create a curriculum that made a real difference in the lives of students in her community. As Emma's project continued to grow, she began to receive recognition and accolades from the wider education community. She was invited to speak at education conferences and to participate in panels and roundtables on education innovation and reform. But Emma never lost sight of her goal: to make a real difference in the lives of students. She continued to work tirelessly to improve her curriculum and to find new ways to support the students in her community. One of the ways that Emma did this was by creating mentorship programs for students who were struggling in school. She knew that many students in her community lacked positive role models and guidance, and she believed that mentorship could help fill that gap. Emma reached out to community leaders, local businesses, and other organizations, seeking out mentors who could work with her students. She developed training programs for mentors, ensuring that they were equipped with the skills and knowledge they needed to make a meaningful impact. Over time, Emma's mentorship programs became a central part of her education project. They helped students to build confidence, develop new skills, and pursue their goals. And they also helped to create a sense of community and belonging among students who might otherwise feel disconnected or isolated. Looking back, Emma knew that a good beginning had been essential to the success of her project. But she also recognized that it was just the start. She continued to work tirelessly, seeking out new ways to support the students in her community and to make a real difference in their lives. And she knew that with each new initiative, each new program, and each new partnership, she was building on the solid foundation that she had established at the beginning of her journey. A good beginning had indeed made a good ending, but for Emma, it was just the beginning of a lifelong commitment to education and community service. As Emma's mentorship programs grew, she began to see the impact they were having on her students. One student, in particular, stood out to her. Tommy had been struggling in school for years. He had trouble staying focused in class and often got into trouble for disrupting his peers. But when Emma introduced him to a mentor named Mark, everything changed. Mark was a local business owner who had volunteered to mentor Tommy. He spent time with Tommy after school, helping him with his homework and talking to him about his goals and aspirations. Mark also introduced Tommy to his employees, giving him a taste of what it was like to work in a professional environment. Over time, Tommy began to thrive. He started to pay more attention in class, and his grades improved. He even started to think about his future and what he wanted to do with his life. When Emma saw the transformation in Tommy, she knew that her mentorship programs were making a real difference. She began to expand the programs, reaching out to more mentors and more students. And as her programs grew, Emma continued to innovate and improve. She developed new training programs for mentors, new support systems for students, and new partnerships with local organizations. But even as she expanded and grew, Emma never lost sight of the importance of a good beginning. She knew that the success of her project was built on the solid foundation that she had established at the start. And she continued to work tirelessly, day after day, year after year, to ensure that every student in her community had the opportunity to succeed. Emma knew that a good beginning makes a good ending, but for her, it was more than that. It was a philosophy, a way of life, a commitment to excellence that she would carry with her always. As Emma's mentorship programs continued to grow and flourish, she realized that the impact they were having was not limited to just the students and mentors involved. Parents and community members began to take notice of the positive changes happening in the lives of the students who were part of Emma's programs. They saw how the mentorship was helping the students not just academically, but also socially and emotionally. Emma received countless letters and emails from parents expressing their gratitude for the work she was doing. And it wasn't just the parents who were taking notice. Local businesses and organizations began to reach out to Emma, asking how they could get involved and support her mentorship programs. Emma saw these partnerships as opportunities to expand the impact of her work and provide even more resources for her students. Emma's commitment to a good beginning also translated into a focus on sustainability. She knew that for her mentorship programs to have a lasting impact, they needed to be built on a strong foundation that could withstand the test of time. So she worked hard to create systems and processes that would allow her programs to continue to thrive long after she was gone. She also encouraged her mentors to stay in touch with their students, even after their official mentoring period had ended. Emma knew that the relationships that were formed during the mentorship program were some of the most valuable and transformative experiences that the students had ever had, and she wanted those relationships to continue to grow and flourish. As Emma reflected on the success of her mentorship programs, she knew that it was all due to the good beginnings that she had established. She knew that the hard work and dedication that went into creating a strong foundation was worth it in the end, because it allowed her programs to have a lasting impact on the lives of so many students. Emma's story is a testament to the power of a good beginning. When we take the time to invest in ourselves and our projects at the start, we create a foundation for success that can carry us through even the toughest of times. And when we commit ourselves to excellence, we can make a difference in the lives of others that will last a lifetime. As the years went by, Emma's mentorship programs continued to grow and evolve. She worked tirelessly to create new opportunities for her students and mentors, always keeping in mind the importance of a good beginning. One day, a new student named Alex joined Emma's program. Alex was a quiet, reserved student who had struggled in school and lacked confidence in himself. But with the help of his mentor, Alex began to come out of his shell and develop a love for learning. As the year went on, Alex's grades began to improve, and he became more and more engaged in his studies. He started to see himself as a capable student, and his confidence grew with each passing day. At the end of the year, Emma held a graduation ceremony for all of the students in her program. As Alex walked across the stage to receive his certificate of completion, his family cheered loudly from the audience. Tears welled up in Emma's eyes as she watched Alex accept his award with a beaming smile. It was moments like these that reminded Emma of why she had started her mentorship programs in the first place. Seeing the impact that her work was having on the lives of her students was a constant source of inspiration and motivation for her. As Emma continued to work on her mentorship programs, she began to see the impact that they were having on the broader community. The students who had participated in her programs were going on to do great things, and their success was a testament to the power of a good beginning. Emma knew that her work was far from over. There were still so many students out there who needed the kind of support and guidance that her mentorship programs provided. But she was committed to continuing to make a difference, one student at a time. In the end, Emma's commitment to a good beginning had paid off in ways that she could never have imagined. She had created a legacy of excellence and impact that would continue to inspire and empower our generations of students to come. Years had passed since Emma first started her mentorship programs, and they had become a staple in the community. Hundreds of students had gone through her program and emerged as confident, capable young adults with bright futures ahead of them. One day, Emma received an invitation to attend the wedding of one of her former students, Sarah. Sarah had been a shy and reserved student when she first joined Emma's program, but with the help of her mentor, she had blossomed into a confident and accomplished young woman. As Emma watched Sarah exchange vows with her new husband, she couldn't help but feel a sense of pride and joy. Seeing her former students thrive was the ultimate reward for all of the hard work and dedication that she had put into her mentorship programs. After the wedding, Emma was approached by a group of her former students, all of whom had gone on to successful careers in fields ranging from medicine to engineering. They thanked her for the impact that she had had on their lives, and shared stories of the challenges that they had faced and overcome with her guidance and support. As Emma listened to their stories, she was struck by how much her mentorship programs had meant to them. It was a humbling reminder of the importance of a good beginning, and the impact that it could have on a person's entire life. As the night wore on, Emma found herself thinking about all of the students who were out there, waiting for someone to help them find their way. She knew that there was still so much work to be done, and so many young people who needed her help. But Emma was not daunted by the task ahead of her. She knew that with a good beginning, anything was possible. And she was determined to continue making a difference, one student at a time. Emma had always been a firm believer in the power of a good beginning. She knew from experience that starting out on the right foot could make all the difference, whether it was in a job, a relationship, or any other aspect of life. So when she decided to launch her own business, she was determined to give it the best possible start. She spent months researching the industry, analyzing trends, and identifying potential challenges. She sought advice from experts in the field, and carefully crafted a detailed business plan. Finally, after months of preparation, Emma launched her business with a bang. She held a grand opening event, complete with balloons, giveaways, and special promotions. The event was a huge success, drawing in crowds of curious customers and generating buzz throughout the community. But Emma knew that the real work was just beginning. She had a solid plan in place, but she also knew that success would require hard work, dedication, and a willingness to adapt and grow. So she threw herself into her work, putting in long hours and pouring all of her energy into making her business the best that it could be. She listened carefully to customer feedback, constantly tweaked her products and services to meet their needs, and never lost sight of her vision for the business. Slowly but surely, her hard work began to pay off. The business began to grow and thrive, attracting a loyal customer base and earning rave reviews from satisfied clients. Emma's reputation as a savvy entrepreneur and a dedicated business owner began to spread, and she was soon recognized as a leader in her industry. Looking back, Emma knew that none of it would have been possible without the solid foundation that she had laid at the beginning. It was that initial investment of time, energy, and dedication that had set her business on the path to success. And it was a testament to the power of a good beginning, and the impact that it could have on every aspect of life. As a young artist, Elena had always dreamed of making a name for herself in the competitive world of fine art. She knew that success wouldn't come easy, but she was determined to give it her all and make the most of every opportunity. So when she was accepted into a prestigious art school, she was thrilled. She knew that this was her chance to learn from the best, hone her skills, and develop her own unique style. Elena threw herself into her studies, immersing herself in the world of art and dedicating herself to her craft. She spent countless hours in the studio, experimenting with different techniques, exploring new mediums, and pushing herself to new heights. Her hard work and dedication paid off, and before long she began to gain recognition for her talent. She was invited to participate in gallery shows, her work was featured in prestigious art publications, and collectors began to take notice of her unique style. But Elena knew that she couldn't rest on her laurels. She continued to push herself, experimenting with new techniques and pushing the boundaries of her art. And through it all, she never forgot the importance of a good beginning. Elena knew that the solid foundation that she had laid at the beginning of her career was what had set her on the path to success. Without that initial investment of time, energy, and dedication, she would never have been able to achieve her dreams. Looking back on her journey, Elena knew that there were many factors that had contributed to her success. But she also knew that it was her unwavering commitment to a good beginning that had made all the difference. It was that foundation that had given her the strength and resilience to weather the ups and downs of the art world, and to emerge as a successful artist and a true master of her craft. As a young entrepreneur, Tom had always been fascinated by the world of business. He knew that there were risks and challenges involved, but he was determined to build a successful company and make his mark on the world. Tom began his journey by studying business and finance in college, and he spent countless hours researching the market and exploring different industries. He knew that he needed to find a niche that would allow him to stand out from the competition and carve out a space for himself in the marketplace. Finally, after months of research and analysis, Tom hit upon an idea that he knew had the potential to be a game-changer. He developed a business plan, secured funding, and launched his new venture with a great deal of fanfare and excitement. The early days of the company were challenging, and Tom had to work long hours and make a number of difficult decisions. But he remained focused on his goal, and he knew that he had the drive and the determination to succeed. As the company began to grow and gain traction, Tom knew that he had to remain vigilant and stay focused on the fundamentals. He knew that a good beginning was essential if he wanted to build a strong and successful company. Tom made sure that he had a solid business plan in place, with clear goals and objectives, and he worked tirelessly to build a strong team of employees who shared his vision and his commitment to excellence. He also remained committed to staying ahead of the competition, constantly innovating and exploring new opportunities. And over time, Tom's hard work and dedication paid off. His company became a major player in the market, with a reputation for quality, innovation, and reliability. Tom's determination and his unwavering commitment to a good beginning had set the stage for his success, and he knew that there was no limit to what he could achieve. As the years went by, Tom's company continued to grow and expand, and he found himself facing new challenges and opportunities. But no matter what obstacles he encountered, he always kept in mind the importance of a good beginning. When he faced setbacks or difficulties, Tom would remind himself of the solid foundation that he had built, and he would redouble his efforts to get back on track. And even when things were going well, he never lost sight of the need to stay focused and disciplined, always striving to improve and to push the boundaries of what was possible. As Tom's company grew into a major player in the market, he also became a respected figure in the business world, known for his vision, his integrity, and his commitment to excellence. He served on industry boards, gave keynote speeches at conferences, and mentored up-and-coming entrepreneurs, always emphasizing the importance of a good beginning as the key to long-term success. And when he eventually decided to step down as CEO and retire, Tom looked back on his journey with pride and satisfaction. He knew that he had accomplished what he had set out to do, and that he had built a legacy that would endure for years to come. As he reflected on his life and his career, Tom realized that the lessons he had learned about the importance of a good beginning applied not just to business, but to life in general. Whether it was a new project, a new relationship, or a new chapter in one's personal journey, he knew that starting off on the right foot was essential for achieving one's goals and fulfilling one's potential. And so, even in retirement, Tom remained committed to the principles that had guided him throughout his career: hard work, discipline, and a focus on building a solid foundation for success. He knew that a good beginning was the key to a good ending, and he was determined to pass on that wisdom to future generations of entrepreneurs and leaders. One day, Tom was invited to speak at a business conference in another city. He arrived at the airport early and had some time to kill, so he decided to grab a cup of coffee and do some people watching. As he sat at a table by the window, he noticed a young woman sitting alone at another table, looking anxious and upset. Tom was a naturally empathetic person, and he could see that something was troubling her. So he walked over and introduced himself, and asked if there was anything he could do to help. The young woman hesitated at first, but then opened up to Tom and told him about her dream of starting her own business. She had a great idea for a product, she said, but she was worried that she didn't have the skills or the resources to make it happen. She was afraid to take the first step, for fear of failing. Tom listened patiently and then offered some advice. "The most important thing you can do," he said, "is to start. Don't worry about having everything figured out or having all the resources you need. Just take the first step, and then the second, and keep going. And remember, a good beginning makes a good ending." The young woman looked uncertain, but Tom could see that his words had struck a chord with her. He offered to give her his contact information and to be a resource for her as she started her journey, and she gratefully accepted. As Tom boarded his plane and flew off to the conference, he couldn't help but think about the young woman he had met. He knew that starting a business was never easy, and that there would be many challenges and setbacks along the way. But he also knew that with a good beginning, anything was possible. And he couldn't help but feel a sense of satisfaction knowing that he had been able to help someone take that first step. He knew that he had lived up to the principles that had guided him throughout his career, and that he had helped to inspire another generation of entrepreneurs to follow in his footsteps. As Tom arrived at the conference and stepped up to the podium to give his speech, he felt a renewed sense of purpose and commitment. He knew that he had a responsibility to share his wisdom and experience with others, and to help them achieve their own dreams and aspirations. And as he spoke to the audience, Tom emphasized once again the importance of a good beginning as the key to long-term success. He shared his own experiences and the lessons he had learned along the way, and he urged the audience to take action and to start building their own foundations for success. As Tom finished his speech and stepped off the stage to a round of applause, he knew that he had done his part to make the world a better place. And he knew that, no matter what the future held, he would always be guided by the principle that a good beginning makes a good ending.